Anthony Ditta, Diana Curatello. For the past 3 years, they have left us wondering about their marriage. Why is it taking so long for a date to be set? Will their engagement last? And how will we be able to contain our laughter every time we say, Diana Ditta? In the next 7 minutes, we will attempt to answer these burning questions as we explore the engagement of Anthony Ditta and Diana Curatello. December 29th, 2004. Anthony and Diana announced their engagement to the world. Across Ozone Park and Howard Beach, there are mixed emotions over the news. Some view it as a joyous and wonderful event, while others see it as an attempt at the impossible.
Is it so difficult to see that these two individuals are incompatible? I mean, come on now, people.
I really didn't fucking care. As long as I had my computer, a cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and MySpace, I was fucking great.
Many have witnessed their marital arguments over the slightest minutia of daily everyday life.
It's public knowledge. Anthony leaves his facial remains in the sink after shaving. And this drives Diana crazy.
I can't tell you how many times I heard the classic "stop with the fake laugh" Anthony routine. It gets sickening after a while.
Me and Ricky went to visit them one night at their new apartment. It was about 11 o'clock, and they were sleeping on a Saturday night. What a bunch of geezers.
While it is apparent that Anthony and Diana act as a 76-year-old couple ready for divorce, it still doesn't tell us much about the reason why they got engaged. That's where many Ditta enthusiasts believe this entire engagement is a suspicious attempt to pull the cover over our eyes.
When I first heard the news, I said, finally. But then I started to wonder if this whole marriage thing was a cover-up.
Is Anthony and Diana's engagement a cover-up? And if it is, what exactly are they covering up? We sat down with relationship expert and longtime friend of Ditta's, Tommy Amendola, to get his perspective on the situation.
What is Ditta covering up? He's a fruit. Yeah, that's right, folks. He's gayer than a bottle of hand lotion in Elton John's purse. When he used to work at Gold's Gym, I caught him licking some sweat off of the equipment after some guy was done using it. We all knew about it. We used to call him Dittarachi. That damn homo.
As convincing as Tommy Amendola's case of Anthony's homosexuality may be, can we really trust a man who appeared on the cover of Muscle Up magazine? And if we can't trust him, where does that leave us with Ditta's engagement? Well, if a parking ticket can convict the son of Sam, then a Smith's winter coat can do the same for Anthony. Last winter, Anthony let his friend Jamie use his winter coat for a gift.
Yeah.
And with Anthony's memory being equal to that of a goldfish, he forgot that he had ever let Jamie borrow the coat. 5 months had passed. One night while Jamie was coming home from work, he found several used condoms in the inside coat pocket of Anthony's coat. He also found a phone number on the back of a business card. Curious by nature, and always on the lookout for beefy material on friends and family, Jamie decided to call the number. And to his surprise, a Russian woman answered.
I said hello, and there was this Russian woman on the other end, and I asked her if she knew who Anthony Ditta was. And at that moment, she started screaming like a banshee. That name had just brought terror to her ears.
After an hour of phone sex, Jamie began wondering about this Russian woman. Who was she? How does he know her? And why did she scream when he said Ditta's name? It was there when Jamie looked at Anthony's business card.
When I looked at his business card, I had realized that Anthony's plumbing partner, Mikhail, is Russian.
Could there be a connection between Anthony's Russian plumbing partner and this Russian woman?
I remember one night Anthony was over, and he was discussing with Jamie about how he's going to make his own porn site, and that his plumber buddy had endless sources of sex-deprived Russian women who are illegal aliens looking for their green card.
With a new piece of the puzzle in place, we can begin to shape a picture of this massive cover-up. After 7 months of research, phone calls, and beating up homeless people, we found this elusive Russian woman. Under 7 pounds of makeup and fishnet stockings, she was turning tricks on Atlantic Avenue. She refers to herself as Miss Kitty.
I met Master Anthony and his sidekick Mikhail at the immigration office. They said that in order for me to get my green card, I needed to help them lay pipe. They giggled and grabbed their groins. I told them I do not understand. This is when they showed me pictures of my family in Russia, tied to a radiator, and they said that if I didn't comply, they would murder all of them. At that point, I was helpless. They lured me into their van with Pop-Tarts. They drove me to some abandoned warehouse where I was thrown into the basement with many other young Russian girls. They fed us bird food and forced us into perverted sexual activities while Master Anthony ran a live webcam. I wished I had never come to America.
With Miss Kitty's testimony, it is clear that Anthony has been taking advantage of Russian immigrants wanting nothing more than a slice of the American dream. But how certain can we be of Miss Kitty's testimony? During the research portion of this program, Jim Berger, a producer of Mystery Marriage, was using his 15-year-old son's computer to Google a recipe for Uncle Jerry's clam dip when he accidentally opened a peer-to-peer file-sharing program on his son's computer. Not surprised to find his son downloading a stockpile of illegal pornography, he came across one file called Miss Kitty Cream Pie. He opened this file to find a shocking revelation. Miss Kitty wasn't a Russian immigrant being used as a sex slave. Rather, she was a well-known Russian adult film star, unhappy with her service with Anthony's plumbing business. With this grainy internet download, Anthony's engagement is back at square one. Anthony and Diana have left us in the dark once again, one clue after another leading to a dead end. Where will this engagement lead? Will Anthony and Diana ever get married? Who will be the groom? Who will be the bride? The more questions we answer, the more questions we find. Perhaps one day there will be an absolute rock-solid answer. Until then, we'll just have to continue wondering. This is Frankie NoFoot for Mystery Marriage.